Deon Price, This Youth Generation, Life Skills Through Sports. Every aspect of youth sports and youth involvement should include some life skills. As a young coach, a successful, relatively successful coach, I was shocked with the impact that I had on this young group of basketball players. This group of young men that I coached through middle and elementary school went 25 or 26-0, went undefeated over a nearly 2-year period. Relatively successful, got accolades and city championships, as well as acknowledgments from local city officials, naming me the coach of the year, all these things. But as I began to monitor the progress of these same young men, I learned that as they progressed through high school, these same young men that I successfully dealt with for over a 2-year period, of the entire basketball team of 10, 12 players, only 2 of them actually graduated high school without being expelled, locked up, incriminated, or in some type of violence. And I began to look at myself saying, what did I really do with these young men in the time that I spent with them? I worked 10 years in the juvenile justice system in the same area where I coached. And at one particular time, 6 of these young men that I coached and spent almost 2 years with were locked up on the same unit that I worked at as a juvenile counselor. Then I began to look at myself with an almost embarrassment about what I really did in my involvement with these young men. Could I have spent more time teaching them life skills that helped them in what's really important about life lessons that would have avoided them and prevented them from being on this negative track and the maladaptive behaviors that they end up gravitating towards violence and crime? I was embarrassed. So this successful picture, this image that I had on my wall for so many years, proud of what we had accomplished as a basketball team for the Belhaven Tigers, I took it off my wall because I was embarrassed. At one point on this unit, when these young men were locked up, they were bragging about how successful we were in the basketball court, and I'm looking at, wow, these young men are locked up. So how dare we sit here and brag about what we did on the court, and you guys are incarcerated? I took the picture off my wall. As I began to mature as a youth worker, I began to realize that whenever you're in the presence of young men or young people and youth in general, in any capacity, you have to teach life skills. If I had spent more time teaching life skills, these young men may have went to a different path and wouldn't have gravitated toward the negative and the results that they had. So from that point forward, it was an epiphany for me. Whenever I'm working with young people, I'm teaching life skills. And I encourage every youth coach, every soccer coach, every basketball coach, whatever you're involved with young people, in any capacity working with youth, if you're not teaching life skills, you're doing them a disservice. So this team, successful on the basketball court, but very unsuccessful in life, is a life lesson that I take with me. So from moving forward, whenever I'm working with young people, I put life skills first, and I encourage every person in every capacity to work and implement life skills in your youth sports program all the way through high school. Life Skills Through Sports, Deon Price, This Youth Generation. Just a humble servant trying to make a difference in improving the quality of life for young people.